1:2. So rise and go to Nineveh, that the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah rose up and fled into Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa. And he found a ship and went to Tarshish. So he paid the fare, therefore, and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. So he runs away. Yeah. So anyway, I talked to the chaplain, and he's like, I'm like, hey, I feel like doesn't he called him to ministry, or called him to something. So he's like, well, here's what you should probably do: finish up your required amount of time in the military, go to school, seminary, 6 years of pain and suffering, and then you'll be qualified to do something. You'll really be qualified at that point to do something important, like be a missionary. So I more or less did that after going to school in San Antonio, got out, back to duty, went to reserve, went to school in San Antonio for a little bit. And like, man, this school, seminary is hard. It is like really hard. They want you to write books and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to write books. I just want to go to the field, So then Deborah's dad started. We got into the IMB and IMB International Mission Board, and that was kind of going. It felt like I was really trying to push this thing. I was driving this thing, I was pushing it, but it really felt like we weren't going where God wanted us to go. And then Deborah's dad and mom got sick, and we were just held back. So at that point, I was like, I'm done. Clearly, this is not what God wants us to do. And so we just went through and we dealt with Deborah's mom and all of the problems, and then her dad and brother moved into our house. And the whole time, I'm like, I thought that I was called to go, and I was involved in the church and so forth, but just this whole time, I think some people who knew me knew that I was not real happy sitting in San Antonio. I was not happy with the church. I was not happy really where their emphasis was in evangelism. It really was internally focused, not externally focused. And I know there's some reasons behind that, but I still had a hard time with it. And then one day, I saw, just to the military side, I saw a listing pop up in my email saying, hey, we need volunteer to go to Jordan for a couple of months. I was like, man, I always want to go to Israel. I want to go to Jordan. I want to see Petra, like Indiana Jones. I always want to go to Petra after watching that movie. So I'm like, I got to go to Petra. So I volunteered to go to Jordan. I sent that email like a couple hours later. I get a call back from this guy saying, hey, I saw your application. Tell us about yourself. So I sold myself really good. I was like, hey, you have never met a military engineer quite as good as me, And so sold myself. And then I get, very shortly after that, I get orders for Romania. Like, whoa! No, I was going for like 2 months. This is 400 days. This is not 2 months. And it's completely the wrong place. I don't know nothing. You guys got mixed up. I volunteered for Jordan. And everybody knows that Romania is cold, and I want to get someplace warm. I'm not really sure where Romania was. I mean, I kind of generally knew, but I didn't know exactly. And so I thought about being, I don't say dishonest, but kind of emphasizing my limitations. It's like, oh, well, I do get, I have asthma, that's it. I can't go, I can't run that well. And they're like, well, no, actually, you run pretty good. So anyway, I come out here not real happy. Deborah is a very fiscally minded person, so she's looking at all the financial, benefits or drawbacks for us going to Romania. So I went to Iraq, and I've gone to Iraq twice already. And she's like, well, you get family separation pay, you get danger pay, you get tax-free, you get all the other pay. And she's like, wait. So they asked me, if you go to Romania, do you get danger pay? No danger. This is very, very, very safe. Unless you're a pedestrian on the road. And then she goes, okay, well, what about family separation? We do get family separation. What about tax-free? No tax-free. And then that's me. And she's like, well, this is terrible. Why can't you volunteer for Iraq?
I did not say that.
That's what she was thinking. You're going to be gone. At least we get paid for this. So anyway, that was kind of traumatic. So anyway, regardless, they couldn't get out of stuff. So I found out, telling everybody about this, and no one even knew where Romania was. And but Larry Soap, our missions pastor, knew, and he told me that his daughter was a missionary out here. And he's like, I'll send an email to her, and maybe she'll know something. And so I guess why there's a little bit of connection, and I don't really know how that happens. So to this day, I'm kind of confused at how this whole Facebook and friending thing works. But somehow Wallace knew of you guys, and then I sent an email to you there, I think, and then he said, "Yeah, come to church," which was interesting because back then that was a hard drive. There was like this all dirt road down here, and it's all tore up. And this is not technically the most church-looking place in the world. You drive up the first time, and you get met by Billy and Gabriel at the door with 2 German shepherds. But it was outstanding, and I realized at that point, wow, this is really an opportunity for missions, And so I'm a long way away. There is all kinds of these guys I'm working with who need the Lord for sure. So try to get them to come. Some success, maybe not. But I think that was more than anything was relationship. I think that we had here, and over the years we got back to the States, and Larry Soap was like, "Hey, would you mind running the mission team from our church to Romania?" That kind of slowly evolved to coming to here, and we come and visit after our trip to Zemer's house. So, and this is funny to me because this was never someplace I wanted to go to. This was never a plan for mission. This was not my plan. My plan, we're gonna go IMB, fully supported someplace, Now I find ourselves, we're doing missions, kind of, but not the way I want to do missions. And so we start coming here, and about this time, so Alyssa was like, she's rolling her eyes, she's going, "Oh, here it goes." So, but when I was stationed here, I met these folks at Highlands. They were here, and we went to dinner. I think it was an Asian restaurant. We went and picked it over a little bit, not real well. Well, then Alyssa had her brain surgery problems, and we didn't know that. And so I was like, I'm going to send this out. And I sent that information out to you, Sandy, and hey, pray, because it's pretty serious. And I tell you all the time, been to Iraq twice, been to some scary things, not the scariest thing, but driving here is probably scarier. But, her surgery and that without a brain tumor was probably the scariest thing I've ever dealt in my life. That was the most traumatic. And then you sent the information out to everybody, and we prayed, and then the Highlands prayed, and then her church was praying, and then there was some kind of prison ministry that was praying, and then most everybody in this room, even from our church, was there at the hospital, a representation there. And then how she was basically miraculously, healed. And then hearing about all the healings that were happening here in this house, it's like, wow, God really has something special about this. This is really moving. So I feel blessed. I feel blessed that God has allowed us this opportunity, and I hope that our presence coming here has been a blessing to you. I'd like to. So I think it's kind of a crazy, interesting story to see how that has worked out to be something, and it was never my plan. It's always been God's plan. And I think just like Jonah and Moses, this wasn't their plan. I think Moses was probably having hiding out in Midian, away from the Egyptians and all the controversy running away from there. And Jonah clearly didn't want to go to Nineveh. I've been in Nineveh. I wouldn't want to go there. But God's plan is perfect, and I think clearly the Bible says for the commission that we need to submit and to go and to spread the gospel and be committed to that purpose. So I just want to thank you guys for hosting me out of the blue, and then giving an opportunity for us to come visit and to bring my group and all their dysfunction. And every year, and I hope it's been a blessing. And I have certainly been blessed with opportunity to come and all the singing and all the children and so forth. So thank you so much, and thank you to the Lord, for this opportunity.
Amen.
Well, it certainly has been, sometimes there's just certain things that you see, you look back and you see how God's hand was in things in ways, and you can look back and say, look how this happened. We were, when Devin wrote that Alyssa was in the, going into, well, he had written and said she had this tumor, and we had just called all the kids together in the kitchen down there and prayed. And then he called and said, hey, they're taking her into surgery right now. And we were all standing around in the kitchen, and so we all said, let's pray again, because she's going in right now. So we all prayed. And to see how over the years, you're just, like you said, something that we wouldn't have thought of, you wouldn't have thought of, Devin, and how our families and lives have become intertwined. And it's been a, you say you hope that you've been a blessing to us, well, you certainly have.
Amen.
You really have, and we feel like you're part of our family. And I don't know if it's what the reason is, or how it is that it is, but it turns out that the folks that you brought with you every time, we love them, and we feel good having y'all here. And it's just been, I think, the Lord's hand in the whole thing. I think so. It's one of those things where me and David were talking about today, where sometimes you don't know what God's doing, what He wants you to do, which way to go. It's going, but you just have to say, this is what, I'm just going to wait and see how God works things out. And this is the way He's worked things out. And it's a blessing. This is maybe not the way any of us would have predicted it or even mapped it out ahead of time. But this is the way He's planned it, and when God does something, He does it good. And so I am thankful for you guys. I appreciate you guys coming. I know it's a huge thing, we don't take it lightly. Kids might not, they don't think about it, but we don't. That think about it, don't take it lightly, the sacrifice that you make. It's a huge deal for y'all to be able to come over here, and we know that. And we certainly appreciate it, and we certainly pray for you as you travel and as you're back home. And now that y'all are going to Germany, we'll be praying for you there. Maybe we can see you more often since you'll be closer. But anyway, God's been good to us as a family. Our family here, God's been certainly blessed us and been good to us. And we're thankful that y'all have become part of our family. And God's certainly been good to do that for all of us. And I just thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to say? Anybody else have I don't want to, just limit it to Devin, although it's good, but I don't want to just limit it to Devin. If anybody else has something they'd like to say, certainly welcome to help yourself and say it. All right, well, this is what we wanted to do, get together and just thank the Lord, praise the Lord, and pray. Let's do, as we get ready to close in prayer, one of Nikki's came home from work today, came home from in town today, feeling poorly, and she thinks she has a fever, and she might have felt a little sick, she felt pretty hot. And Sully is not here because he was planning to go, he's going on to help his girlfriend with some kind of summer camp thing, he's going to be a counselor or whatever, and they plan to leave at 6, her dad's going to come by and pick Sully up at 6 because, so he could be after church, and then we wound up changing the church time, not knowing that that's what Sully's plan was, and that the father was coming to get him, so he wasn't able to be in church, and that was disappointing. But pray for him as he goes away for a week. And all the other kids, pray for all the kids. Of course, we'll pray for all of your kids, and that'll be, and what I tell everybody every time we have this prayer meeting on Wednesday nights, we mention all these different things, pray for this one and pray for that one, these other folks in America, these different things. But I want everybody to pray for somebody here in this room tonight. So pick somebody that doesn't matter who, just pray for somebody in this room. Surely there's somebody in this room that needs your prayer. And so it doesn't matter who it is, just pick somebody and pray for them. And then just pray. Is there somebody else that somebody has needed? Sandy, just tell me.
Oh, Kathy Gaynor.
Yeah, Kathy Gaynor asked us to pray for these guys, most of the group is gonna be traveling tomorrow, and then, you on the road a lot, and it's a train, I guess, and in the road, and so, let's do pray for everybody who's traveling, their safety, and, let's just thank the Lord again for putting this all together. You know, I had a plan figured out for this trip, you know, and I guess when Gary talked to me months ago and said, we're gonna come, do you have any ideas about what to do? So I thought about it and I prayed about it some, and you know, I mean, but anyway, I got to the point where I thought, hey, this is a great idea to do the thing in Color Rush. And so that was the idea, and I talked to Gary, and he said, that sounds great, and everybody says that's great, you know, let's go ahead and do it. And then, not even a week before, it falls apart, it unravels, and we're not able to do it. And you can ask Dara, how this, you know, and she'd go around, I'd be like sitting there staring out into space, you know, and she'd be like, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm trying to think of what we're gonna do, you know. And so, because I didn't know, it's like all of a sudden we had this big plan that I thought was what we should do. And when I finally thought, well, okay, it's not gonna happen, I can't wait any longer, I gotta call somebody and tell them in case they decide to say, hey, we're not coming or whatever, you know. So I called, or Devin called me actually when I was just gonna call him that day. He called me and I'm like, I got something to tell you. And he's like, wow, that's a blessing, you know, because he said, everybody's been thinking about, traveling back and forth to Colorado and how hard, and now that I think about it, even just